God been teaching you about how do we reach people that are really far from Him and His heart for them?
One of the things that I've observed, Kevin, both internationally and nationally, where the church is growing, where it's thriving, where the gospel and the kingdom are blooming, it's moving from the ordained, like me, like you, to the ordinary people.
Okay.
And when the gospel becomes infectious, and the people in our churches in the pews or out in the neighborhoods are reaching out to their neighbors, to their family, to their friends, the people at work, that's where the gospel is really growing.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm excited to see, because we're all called to the Great Commission. And it's easy to kind of get that lost.
Yeah. Well, and to feel like that's sort of what the professionals do. But the truth is, it's the opportunity we all have to be able to engage people with the gospel. Now, part of what we see, and I see it in America, where I'm seeing younger generations who are farther removed from any kind of meaningful church involvement. Their families have maybe drifted away. Or we're seeing immigrants moving into the U.S. and just the changing face of America where, unreached people groups are here. And certainly it's happening around the world. You used to be in Europe, and you think of the change in Europe of cities, of people that are moving to Europe from all over the world, from some of the least reached places and people groups. What's your heart for where you would love to see God at work in those kind of settings, both in the U.S. and overseas?
Well, and I think that my heart is global.
Yeah.
And we have a calling to go to the remotest part of the earth.
Sure.
But we also have a calling to go across the street.
Yeah.
And God is bringing those people to us.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Normally we think of immigrants and refugees simply coming to our larger urban centers, but it's not that way anymore.
No.
It's amazing how they're spreading out to the smaller towns.
That's right.
And so really all of our churches across the U.S., they have opportunity to touch the world.
Yeah.
But I think the key part of it is that are we intentionally doing it?
Yeah.
It doesn't just sort of happen.
Right.
We have to set our scope and set our hearts to reach out and do that.
Right. Well, and the fact that I think you go back to that, the ordinary people being involved with that, a lot of that ordinary people, it's ordinary people doing ordinary things. It's inviting people into your home, it's befriending people at work, it's taking an interest in their lives and living your faith in front of them. And you spend some time with them and you're interested in their lives and their family. And that's true of anybody. Whether it's somebody that's an immigrant to the U.S. or somebody their family's been here for 5-6 generations, they've been in the United States, there still is this sense of interest in someone's heart and their lives, and looking for God's open doors for them to be able to speak.
We underestimate the power of God's love and loving people. I was recently interviewing or listening to several Muslims who had come to faith.
Yeah.
There was a group of 5 different individuals from Northern Africa.
Okay.
Everyone testified that it was a Christian who reached out to them, was kind, loved them.
Yeah.
They had never experienced that.
Yeah.
So I think that's a platform that we often forget how powerful that is.
That's right. Well, and that's, as you said, that's to anybody. That's within our own families or whoever, that it's that amazing love of Jesus.